Welcome to the Dental Business Guide podcast. From money to marketing to management, this podcast will help you run a better dental business.
Okay. Good evening, ladies and gents. So I'm going to fairly quickly show you the software that Samera use for all their clients. And it involves two bits of software. Hubdoc, which is an online storage and reader software. Very clever bit of software. So this is mainly for your purchases, and it allows all purchase invoices and receipts to be uploaded, stored securely forever. So there's no need to keep a hard copy. And the software actually reads the info on the invoice and the receipt, which I can show you now, actually. So I've got a few dummy invoices, and there's a variety of ways of sending it to Hubdoc. I'll show you a couple. So nice and straightforward method is to upload from files saved on your PC, so scanned, or they were emailed and you saved to your files. So I'm just going to send across a few supplier invoices. So that one, you can see that Hubdoc is already, you've got different status of the invoice. So it's read it all. So it's populated, so it's recognized the supplier, Cavity Dental Staff Agency, picked up the invoice number, invoice date, due date, and the amount. And it's done that, as I say, within seconds. I'll send another one. Sometimes the time varies how long it actually reads the invoice, but as long as everything's clear, as long as the PDF, it should work. So that one's been read again, different supplier, populated, pretty damn quick. So we've got these two invoices in. Actually, I'll show you the other method. Which the other method is that there's a unique email address associated to the Hubdoc account, which is here. And so if you have suppliers emailing you invoices, a lot of our clients now are actually getting the supplier to copy the Hubdoc address in, and therefore you don't even need to have to upload the document. Or you can just forward any emails with invoices on from your email account to this email address. Just got my email open. I'll copy it. As I say, you could easily just forward your supplier emails to this Hubdoc address and then send it. And then you should see those invoices coming through. You hear it? Oh, here they are. Yeah. You should now see how quickly Hubdoc reads them, which is pretty quick. So these two have come through via email, and Hubdoc has read them both. Fine. And then once all the documentation, once you regularly upload them, this is where we come in. We then
Can I interrupt, Nathan? Sorry, just just to kind of summarize, so what Hubdoc is doing is, this is a really important part of the process where a client every month is receiving invoices for various suppliers. And as Nathan pointed out, you can get them in different ways. You can get them to send it via email. You can upload it. You can take a photo with your phone, different ways, as long as this information is getting into your specific Hubdoc account. And the key is to get that information in. Okay. So therefore then everything will be accounted for. If you miss out invoices, or if you miss out receipts, or if you miss out anything, that straight away is going to have an impact on your accounts, which ultimately will impact your profitability, which will probably raise it, which will ultimately raise your tax. Okay. So if you're getting organized, it's so important to be organized to capture all the data and all the bills and all of everything. Correct? Yeah, Nathan?
Wholeheartedly. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of clients obviously think, oh, actually, this is going to be a laborious task, but they soon learn that the actual, for a short-term pain of getting things up to date, there's definitely long-term win, because everything is there on Hubdoc. The link with Xero, which I'll shortly show you, just works really well. And it just ensures you've got everything stored online. And because everything is there, your finances are just totally up to date. And hopefully it won't happen, but in the event of an HMRC investigation, HMRC would expect, particularly practice owners, to have online software, and they would pick any big purchase invoice, and they would expect you to produce the invoice, and the software will allow you to do that. And also, we would more than likely act on your behalf, and we would obviously just instantly locate the software, locate the payment with Xero, and revenue would be fine with it.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. So sorry I interrupted you. So carry on.
Yeah. So the final stage in Hubdoc is to tell the software. So for this software of excellence invoice, because it's the first time that Hubdoc has received an invoice from this supplier, it needs to be categorized. So this is where we go in. This bit here. So this is the Xero bit, and Hubdoc will remember this. You will only need to configure this once. So we've got an option to either publish it to Xero awaiting approval or awaiting payment. Majority of our clients are doing awaiting payment. There's another topic which we might touch upon later, is actually you can actually pay invoices directly through Xero now, linking another bank, but I won't touch upon that a moment. So waiting payment, and then it's looking at the associated Xero accounts. Software of excellence should be in there, and it is. And then you just tell him that software of excellence should be categorized to computer software and consumables cost. And as I say, there'll be no need to enter that for any future software of excellence invoices that are published, that are uploaded to Hubdoc. So, and then we publish to Xero. I'll quickly do this to one of the others here.
And this only has to be done to one supplier once. So every month, if you're sending suppliers through, this would happen automatically. So
yeah, and actually, I'll show you. I'll upload the same invoice again. So I've just put in that software of excellence.
You've done it again.
And there you go. So the Xero bit is already populated. Oh, and also it's worth noting that Hubdoc will flag if they believe that the same document has been uploaded. So it's actually flagging that there's two documents, same amount, same date, same supplier. We believe that could be a duplicate, which is very good. Oh, and also quickly, Hubdoc actually creates folders and automatically stores all the documentation in, which once again is a very good facility. So it keeps everything tidy, so you don't have to do that. So we've now sent two purchase invoices to Xero. I'll now welcome you into the world of Xero. Now, Xero, this is where all the financial information is located. This is obviously the main information. This is where obviously that we tend to spend a lot of our time, and also practice owners specifically. We always advise to go into Xero because this is where you are going to find all your year-to-date financial information. Hubdoc really is purely a storage and reader software. So Xero is the main financial information place to go. So if we locate now those two invoices, so this is the dashboard, this is the welcome screen. Obviously we just got a dummy client in here. I'll go through all this later on. So we've got down here, there's 4 bills awaiting payment. 2 of those should be the 2 that I published from Hubdoc. No, here we go. So software of excellence. So it's brought it all through. It also brings in the actual copy of the invoice as well. So it's not only in Hubdoc, it's in Xero. So that all looks fine. So go back to the dashboard. And the key ingredient that's with Xero is that your business bank account can link with the software. So there's a live feed between the bank account and Xero, which is a great facility. So all transactions are uploaded throughout the day. So therefore, there is no need now for your accountant to request a year's lot of bank statements. It's all there for you. And that's where now, historically, the accountancy has been a retrospective exercise, but now it's not. Because of the software, we can produce your June accounts literally 5 days after month end. As long as you're using Hubdoc and your bank account is linked in Xero and you're using the bank account exclusively for business, then there's no excuse for delayed management accounts. So what we do here, so the bank account currently, this is saying that there's 151 transactions that have come through from the bank account that has not been reconciled with either an invoice on Xero or an element of the 151 are going to be sales as well. But if we focus on these 2 invoices that I published, so this is going to list all these outstanding items, and you will see that, scroll down, the 3rd line down here, that Xero has picked up a payment to Software of Excellence of 237.86. It's then also, it's found an unpaid bill from Software of Excellence to that amount. So it's suggesting that that's a match. It still doesn't automatically link it, but it basically allows the human to come along saying, yeah, that's a match. And therefore, that bank line and the purchase invoice is now reconciled on Xero, and it's stored safely. So if we scroll further on down, obviously all these will be reconciled once the invoice has been published from Hubdoc to Xero. And there we go. And then it's recognised the cavity one as well. So the invoice date was the 13th of April. It was actually paid on the 28th. And there you go. So that is how the software links, and our role is to ensure that the bank account is reconciled on a very regular basis. These are the lines that, and actually I'm just going to quickly show you in terms of income that you can quickly put any card sales, rather than clicking on each line, you can just assign the income there. Highlight all those, and then rather than then selecting each individual line, that's now cleared all those sales, and we're reduced to 111 items now. So that is the link between Hubdoc and Xero. Now, in terms of the information available on Xero, it's got a wide variety of reports. For practice owners, obviously a key report is your profit and loss, which will show year to date. It will also have the prior year for comparison purposes. So this is your current year ending 31st of March 22. The previous year obviously is ended. So you've got your sales, your cost of sales, your associate fees, your materials, your lab fees, etc., to give your gross profit. So you can obviously then measure that this year the gross profit is coming out quite a bit better than the previous year. And then you've got your overheads, standard overheads. And that will give you then your operating profit. So far this year, for this dummy client, it's a lot healthier. And then also we've got in here that there's a tax provision. Just to give you a reasonably good guide, actually, of your potential tax bill as it stands. So we're saying that a profit before tax of 187,703 will equate to a corporation tax bill of 32,813. And that's another huge benefit of having the software, that you've got an idea of your tax bill during the year. So year ending March 22, that tax is due in December 22. So you've got a good idea sort of over a year before it's due. Quite often in the years go by, we presented tax bills with the tax due a couple of days before deadline. And that obviously is due to the client not being organised. So there's a huge amount of benefits with the online software. Quite often we run a profit and loss month by month, just to keep tabs that if there's any anomalies. So this is a month by month the year so far. And also we've got June 21, but we kept in June, actually, so for comparison purposes. So we just have a quickly scan through, see is the profit relatively consistent, and obviously these 2 months here are indicating a loss. And because now if you click into these categories, it will also, if you click in there, it will show you what the total material cost is made up of. So that has all the individual invoices in there. So you've got all the information at your fingertips. And that's Xero.
Brilliant. Thank you, Nathan. So now I appreciate it's a hot, sticky evening, and looking at numbers on a screen probably isn't the highest priority of interest, but I appreciate you're still here. But Nathan tried to simplify it in such a simple manner where information comes through Hubdoc. This is then processed into Xero. And then these figures here that you see here now in Xero then go on to form your annual accounts and statutory tax liabilities, tax bills. Okay. And that's the process, is that from that moment, that one invoice you get from a supplier all the way to the accounts that are prepared at the end of the day and your tax bill. Is that what we're trying to show is the process. Okay. It's not rocket science, but what it is though is being organized and using the technology to assist and help you. Because then this will help you then, as Nathan showed, managing the accounts. You can see how your business is doing on a month-by-month basis. You can make good decisions based on that. You can change your fees. You can cut your costs. You can do a variety of things. Okay. And what you've done is efficiently automated much of your finance function. It still needs people to look at it. It still needs you to look at it. It still needs accountants to look at it. But technology has helped us. And as accountants, we can then add value and say, well, you think you should be doing this, or you should be cutting your costs here, or we've seen another client do it this way, etc., etc. Okay. Anything else you want to share, Nathan, on this Xero kind of process?
Yeah, there's a wide variety of reports, but ultimately, anyone is keen to obviously to make sure that there is profit. But another key report is the balance sheet, which notoriously is a little bit more complicated. And obviously, any practice owner needs to have a positive balance sheet. Otherwise, the conclusion is you're insolvent. Therefore, things are not looking good, to say the least.
Thanks for listening in to the Dental Business Guide podcast. We welcome your feedback, and if you're enjoying it, please let your friends know too. Until the next time on the Dental Business Guide podcast.